And we are live, Madam Chair. You're all set.
Okay, thank you very much. This open meeting of the Northborough Community Affairs Committee is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, the town of Northborough has been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open law meeting to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. All members of the Northborough Community Affairs Committee are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows the Northborough Community Affairs Committee to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. I will now take roll call. Members, when I call your name, make sure you're unmuted. Please respond in the affirmative. Beth Payne.
I hear.
Liz Smith.
Lisa Smith?
Oh, Lisa Smith, sorry.
Here.
I'm reading Liz's name next. Liz Bedard.
Here.
Jessica Hay.
Here.
Pamela Markey.
Here.
Rebecca Maopoulos.
Here.
And Susie Sislika.
Here.
Did I get everybody? Yes, okay. Okay. The chair will invite each speaker or applicant on the agenda by name to make a presentation and speak to their application. Participants will provide their full name and hold until their name is called. Each speaker will be asked to mute their phone or computer when not speaking and to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate meeting minutes. Those responding will be asked to wait until the floor is yielded to them by the chair. Speakers who wish to respond to the comments of others do so through the chair taking care to identify themselves. And each vote taken by the board or committee will be conducted by a roll call vote. Okay, so I think we've got everything. So again, welcome to the meeting. It's been a while since we all got together. I'm excited to see you all via Zoom. Our last meeting was actually in January of 2020, so it's been a while. So what we're going to do first, we'll go through the agenda, and the first thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. And we had written February thinking we met in February, but we didn't because of school vacation. So our last meeting is January. So I'm going to ask Pam Markey to please talk about the minutes. Well, actually, I should say, I believe everyone received the minutes. Is that
Correct? Yes. Yep.
okay?
Yes.
Does anyone have any comments that they need to make, any changes we need to make to the agenda? No. Okay.
So I have, Lisa, I have who attended in January. I have Lisa, Susie, Rebecca, Jessica, myself, Lisa Smith, and Beth. So those were the attendees in January.
Okay, great. So then those are the attendees that need to approve the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pam.
Oh, no, I was just saying aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, second?
I'll second the motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, thank you, Susie. Okay,
I'll third the minutes to approve.
okay, who is that?
Fourth, Beth Payne.
Okay.
Oh.
Who else are we missing to approve? I have to approve.
I have to approve. Approve.
I'll fifth.
Okay,
I
that,
approve.
6.
let me help you out here. Okay. So now you would say, all in favor, we're going to do a roll call. Pamela Markey, and Pamela would say aye, and then you'd say Jessica, so one at a time.
Okay, so we're all right. So, all in favor say aye. I will call your name. Susie,
Aye.
Rebecca,
Aye.
Jessica,
Aye.
Pam,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Smith. Okay, and Beth.
Aye.
Okay, great. So that is everyone who is in attendance.
And
Correct.
you need to get the ones that weren't here, and they'll abstain, but you need to get them on the vote as well. So
Okay, so that would be Liz.
That would be Liz. Yeah.
I abstain.
And that would be it because Trisha's not on the call.
Correct.
Okay.
perfect.
Well, I don't know if I'd call that perfect, Dave, but we did it. Okay. All right, great. I am going to share my screen now and move on to the financial report. Okay, great. Does everyone see that?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Seeing head shaking. Okay. Jessica.
Yep. So I changed the date as of September 8th, 2020. I realized I forgot to add the $500 that we get in July to the general fund. So I need to add that in. And the only expense that we had in the past however many months was we had donated $100 to the Rotary Club for the sponsorship for the pancake breakfast. So that's to date, we have $7,570.20 in our special revenue fund.
Okay, great. And then we'll be getting the 500.
Correct.
That will show up on the next.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Did the Rotary Club breakfast take place?
You know, I'm not sure about that. I don't think so, but I didn't know if you ever had gotten any correspondence about if we made it on the menu or the placemat.
I'm sure if not, they'll forward it to next year. So
Yeah.
We always use that to advertise for the next event. So
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. So
I have a question. There were no expenses from our town cleanup?
Well, I have not gotten any receipts
Okay.
as of yet. So
I guess there wouldn't have been.
I got a couple, like, what did I get? Like rubber bands or something, but it's negligible. I haven't submitted anything yet. But the bags
And-
from the town.
right.
and
those-
people,
Hey, Mom, what do you?
yeah, if people want to mail those to me, I think I can make an appointment at the town hall to submit that information. But I'm not really sure how that process works. So I'd have to look into that.
I'm not.
Probably just drop it off in the outbox outside.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay.
Yeah, just obviously put it in an envelope and
Yeah.
give
Okay.
attention. Yep.
So Lisa and anyone else, if you have expenses, I'll send you my address and you can just mail them to me and I'll get that done.
Okay. I don't even know if I have the receipt still, so
Okay.
I'll take a look. So I don't think we have to worry too much about it for this one.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other questions on the financial report? Okay.
Madam Chair, are you going to take a formal vote on the financial report?
I don't think we usually vote on the financial report. I thought it was just on minutes. We have, if you're telling me to, though, we will.
I would suggest that you do.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the financial report?
I motion to approve the financial report.
Thank you, Jessica. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, now I will take approval from all. Let me call your names. Look at my list so I don't miss anybody. Susie,
I approve.
Liz,
I approve.
Rebecca seconded, Pam,
I approve.
oh, sorry, who was that?
I made the motion, so you got to get Beth.
Lisa? Smith? Lisa Smith, are you there?
Yeah, approved.
Okay, thank you. And Beth?
Approve.
Okay, good. I think that got everyone. Not minutes. Financial report is approved. Okay. Dave, we're good?
You're good.
We're good. Okay. All right, next on the agenda. This is probably the first time I've had to say this, but we don't need any new members. We are full, so that is very exciting. So we can move on to town cleanup review. So town cleanup was obviously different this year because of COVID. So we ended up having pickup locations throughout town at members' houses with kits that had the garbage bags and gloves. And people cleaned up the town on their own. We had our regular registration through sign up. And then we reported to DPW where the bags were located, and they would go around on Monday and Tuesday and pick up any bags. And I think we didn't have any issues with bags not being picked up. No one was emailing saying that didn't happen. We had a good number of people cleaning up. So I'd say, considering the changes, we had a success. Does anyone want to speak about town cleanup? Any comments, any thoughts, suggestions?
I think I did a lot of the bag rolling and like getting like the gloves and stuff like that. And honestly, from that standpoint, everything went fine. The bags were kind of hard to roll, but they were fine. It worked out great. I don't know about pickups. I actually still even have some extras still sitting in my garage because we didn't use them all. But I mean, from my standpoint, it went well. How about from the pickup locations? Did everything go smoothly?
Yeah, so I was one of the pickup locations and I had to replenish my bin twice. So I thought that was really good, and people were friendly and happy that we were doing it, the people that I did see when I was home. So, I mean, I think it worked out. I mean, it was very self-explanatory. We had a sign on there to take, we said take several. So I think that worked out. I do have a bunch of extra too. We had a lot, so. But I did like that we got them from the DPW this year, and like the color was great to be able, it was nice to be able to see them all over town, and also probably helpful for the DPW to see them too, so.
I agree. I was another pickup location. I think there was one day that I wasn't here and Lisa had to come back and refill the bin. So, I mean, it was pretty successful from my standpoint and a lot of positive feedback. I'd also put a sign to like, please take a couple, because we weren't sure exactly numbers wise. So I know a couple of people that grabbed like a big handful, but not a huge deal. But I thought it was great.
Does anybody know if there were any problems closing them or anything like that? Because it was a different style bag. I don't know if anybody saw it, but it was almost like it had like a handle on the top, right? And I wasn't able to fill one, so I don't know if they worked out well in that way.
Well, it had a tie attached to it.
Did it? I can't even remember.
Yeah, that you were supposed to tie the top with, but
Okay.
all the bags that I saw around town, it looked like they were all tied up. Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I didn't get any negative feedback about the bag, so they must have been good. And you're right, the color was really good because they stood out. So that was great. Okay, good. So I think, considering, we had to make a change in what we normally do and not be able to do the breakfast in the morning, I think the main goal is to clean up the town, right? So we did that. So that's great. Okay, good. And then what we're going to talk about today is the idea for a new event, which had been thrown around. Right now we can come up with a better name. I just have Jack-o'-lantern Halloween event is what I'm calling it. I don't know if some of you have been to Southborough's Heritage Day. They have a great program they run with vendors set up, and they have a parade. And along their stone wall, kind of near the library in the center there, they invite people to bring jack-o'-lanterns, and they're set up on the stone wall, and people can check out the display on their own time. And I'm not sure if they do any type of voting for the best pumpkin or what, but it's just a nice little event that they run, and other local towns do it too. So we were talking about what if we did it here in town, because first of all, we're not going to be able to do the tree lighting. That would be too many people. We don't sell tickets. We can't control it. It's a congested area right there on Blake Street. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do the tree lighting. We will, of course, be able to light the lights. That will be up, which is nice, but we just can't gather everybody there to do it. So this idea, originally when we talked about it, probably at our last meeting, was maybe we could, have the jack-o'-lanterns set up and light them, and maybe set up a food truck and, have people come. So again, that would be a gathering, which we can't do. But if we invite the public to possibly bring their jack-o'-lanterns to the town common, we set them up. So I'm thinking maybe Friday we have a drop-off time. We can set them up at the town common Halloween weekend and then leave them there just throughout the weekend. And then at the end of the weekend, we would just have them disposed of. We can get the battery-operated tea lights that should last enough hours for the weekend, and we can put those in the jack-o'-lanterns, and then people, whether they stroll in the day or they stroll at night or they drive by, they'd be able to see them. So it would definitely be a festive idea. We wouldn't be inviting people to come at a certain time, so therefore there wouldn't be a social gathering, but they would just be there for the whole weekend for people to enjoy. Similar to how the recreation department does the scarecrows that are set up on 135 on the fence. So the scarecrows would probably still be up too, and then our pumpkins. And so I think it would be a nice little festive area down there. If people wanted to walk from both and check them out too, we could mention that. I did speak with DPW to see if this is something that would be able to be done. So I'm just looking at an email I have. So what DPW suggested is that they can assist us by placing sawhorses with wood on top serving as a shelf behind the post and rails along the Route 20 side of the town common. So if you're familiar with the town common, they're like granite posts, and they're connected, and they're not, the granite posts aren't flat on top. And so Scott felt that if we set up something like right behind it, they'd also be a little further from the street, not right at the sidewalk when you're walking by. And they said that they could accommodate up to 8 of those, which would be 8 feet long, each capable of supporting a single row of pumpkins. So if I'm reading this right, 8 tables, 8 feet long, 64 feet. So maybe 60 pumpkins might fit. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know if we could really fit 8 jack-o'-lanterns / pumpkins on a table, because if it's an 8-foot table, we might want to come up with a number to limit. And so
we do the ground too. Can we do like the ground and like underneath? Can we have them on the top and then on the ground underneath as well?
I don't know if they'd be visible or blocked by the fence.
The fence, because isn't it like just like an open post fence?
An open post with a rail. That could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Were we going to put any like table coverings over it, or just on top of the wood? You think?
That's
We
open discussion.
Could we do straw? Natural.
Straw on top of the table or just around it? Like, what do you?
What if we like hay bales, and then so if you could figure out 3 tiers, like sawhorse table, hay bale, another one underneath it, that would give you triple the space. And again, I have no idea. We'd have to look at what the fence is like and if it'll block the sidewalk or not. But if there's any space in front of it, that might give us 3 tiers.
I don't think they wanted anything in front of the fence. It would have to be behind it.
Okay. Well, what if they're small enough, like the smaller pumpkins go underneath if this is the ground and this is like, the first rail, if the smaller pumpkins can fit between there and then the bigger pumpkins go on top?
I can check with them.
Okay.
If that's okay. Yeah, definitely. So you're suggesting maybe have the hay bales on top of the wood just to make it a little more festive.
No, I was thinking more like first we could spread straw, like, and then put that on top of the tables as like a table covering. And since they're not lit, there's no sort of fire hazard. But then I was thinking hay bales in addition for like, if we could do 3 tiers, but I don't think it'll work because it would be in front of the fence maybe. I don't know. It might get a little funky.
And I wonder,
I'm thinking about how we could fit as many pumpkins as possible,
okay.
but I don't, maybe I'm thinking too hard about this.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if we're gonna get a lot of people, right?
So excited for pumpkins, you guys.
I have a question. I may have missed this. Are we providing the pumpkin or, okay.
No.
Ooh, thank you.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, that's a low rail. Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
I know that would be expensive. I was just,
They could be on the inside.
Like I was thinking
where
we
the
did,
benches are.
we'd have to be, oh, like over the plants, right? On the inside?
What about if you did like a hay bale with that in between the fence that's there, and then can we make the sawhorses, I don't know how tall the sawhorses are, but if they could go like right at the top pole, then you could have them displayed kind of like almost like they're sitting on the gate.
So Scott said if he puts the sawhorses right behind the fence, then with the wood on top of it to make like a makeshift table, that would be approximately at the height of the fence.
Okay.
Put them on the grass? Is that not a?
Well, because we want them to face the road though, right?
Right, but we could still have them on the grass, but no.
Oh, you're talking about like the lawn itself?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that not, I don't know.
Could we spell something out with pumpkins in the grass?
I don't know. Oh, you mean not as like for people to drop off their pumpkins, but just as a separate decoration is what you're thinking?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
if we end up with a lot of pumpkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we should decide if we want to limit how many.
Well,
people-
we could do like a sign up, almost like we do for the streets for the town cleanup, so that everybody's like, we only have so many slots, so we know how many will be there.
The big unknown is
Um,
the size of the pumpkin though, too. If someone brings, the bigger the
Right.
pumpkin, the better to see, but that's less pumpkins on those tables too. So,
We could have a size requirement if we go and see how big the different, you know, like your standard, you got your sugar pumpkins, like what size that would be, and then the bigger size.
because the bigger they are, the better they'll look from the street too. So
Right.
in
we
that way,
could also limit it one per family. So like a family of 5 doesn't bring 5 pumpkins.
Correct.
Maybe we just say 1 per family.
Don't single out the families of 5 that are very into
Sorry, 6,
Rebecca.
7, you know, 4.
Oh, okay.
oh, it would be so cool if we could wrap around that whole corner. But again, we're getting what, 60, I mean, I guess 64 feet. I don't know.
We have to stay on the Route 20 side. He didn't want it on the side near the memorial.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're just gonna keep it on the Route 20 side.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would warrant, if some of us just take a look, in the next week, go down and kind of see and relay what you're seeing there. And then we can decide, because the other thing, like when I drove by the other day, like, and we just saw in the other picture that Dave posted was there are benches like right there. So I don't know if we would not be able to put pumpkins there because of the benches. And then there's some plantings. So I think we'll have to take another look and check it out.
Well, that's why I was thinking if we could possibly put the tables on the interior of the park. And then that way you could walk around the sidewalk and kind of pumpkin stroll or whatever.
That would be cool.
And look at the
That's
pumpkin.
what I was, yeah, I like
Are
that.
they worried about like social distancing where if we face it out, then you just have to drive by?
Oh, they
I
just must be a
figured-
drive-by.
I
Okay.
kind of figured that's why they wanted it that way, to keep it.
To avoid. Okay.
Because if we limit it, I'm just thinking like if it's only that weekend, because I think Halloween's on a weekend, if we did it like a week and we did less, like, I'm not saying like 10 pumpkins, but say if there's 64 feet, so we did, I don't know, I'm just going to say 50. So we did 50 entries. We could set up, like have them each have a number, or we could set it up on social media and people could vote, and maybe we could get a gift card to a local business as the top prize, that's just an idea. I don't know how it would work, but, to kind of limit it. And I'm trying to think also how we can tie in, because we're losing our big, the tree lighting. where we get all the toys for the kids and also, you know, the food drive, how we can tie that in as well.
Can
Like,
they
I don't know
can they
how,
do a
but
donation to get the pumpkin? Like the sign up and
Yeah.
we could be like donate money towards the Northborough Food Pantry, and that's how you get your pumpkin slot.
right. Right. Yes. Something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because we get so much for the community from our events that I just feel bad. Like I want to somehow try to generate something while we do it.
I
Right.
think it's a great idea. So there would be two options. Well, let me backtrack a little. So I don't think we want to have this running a week. I think we just want to limit it to a few days of having the pumpkins out. I don't want to deal with them rotting or just being out longer than they should be and people starting to vandalize or, you know, just do anything. So I think if we just limit it to maybe a Friday drop off, you know, if we can get a few of us to be there on a certain time that we decide on a Friday, whether it's, you know, late afternoon to early evening, and, you know, people can drop off, and then, you know, we can start setting them up on the tables, putting the tea lights in, but we'd want everything to be there, you know, by Friday. So we could even set up a few shifts, you know, like if someone can do
Mhm.
late morning and then someone else can be there a little later or whatever, and then by sundown, you know, we've got all the pumpkins, we put the lights in, and then Friday night would be the first night that everything's out. So, and then to kind of piggyback with the food pantry, so we could either have people bring food items that they want to donate, right? But then I don't know, does that get into like a COVID issue with dealing with
Yeah,
just-
I was just gonna say, I mean, just with protocols that we've been having at school, there's a lot, like you can't touch something immediately after someone else does. So unless we had like a bin maybe that they just placed it in. But like even at the town, like the library books, like they have to be quarantined for 72 hours before you can sanitize them. So I mean, maybe it would be easier if we did like a donation, like Lisa said, or if we did like a sign up Genius where they sign up for a slot, maybe we only have so many slots in a drop off time. So that way we know how many people are coming and we're not gonna overextend ourselves with the amount of people that are coming at a time.
We,
yeah, so we
one of, oh, sorry.
yeah, to drop off.
There's one other option. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Z School in this late spring, May maybe, we did an Amazon wish list and we partnered with the pantry, the food pantry, and they gave us what they were in need of. And then it automatically was sent. Actually, it had to be sent to someone's house, but they were fine with doing that. So like people could, if we're gonna do it online, it could be like sign up online and then
Donate
we
money
encourage
to
people to
the Wi-Fi
donate
list. Yeah.
that way.
Mhm.
Just, it's like one click, you know, 2 clicks of
And
the
do-
button and
Do they have like an account where people could donate like $5 online too? We
Right.
could
I
try
don't
that,
know.
too.
Do they have that?
They
I
must.
don't know.
I feel like on the website it said like the
I'll
easiest
look. I'm
thing
gonna
to
look.
do is to
I'm
donate.
pretty sure they do.
Yeah,
they?
they have to make it so that you can donate money.
But
We
so-
could also do Nutrition 64 would be another idea,
Right.
because I know, you know, they were really in need of monetary donations and it's PayPal, right? That they use.
They have PayPal. Yeah.
So that would just be another organization in need that, you know, it's
And,
supporting
and they're part
kids.
of the Rotary Club too. So who we work
Right.
with, different things.
Right. So it's like we have organization we haven't supported, you know, in the past. So be something new.
we had that on the town cleanup last year. Didn't we list their specific items? Rebecca, I thought you actually took care of that.
What's that? Say it again.
I
And
thought
Sorry.
the Project 64 had it on our website.
Did we do that? Oh, we mentioned it. You're right. We mentioned it in the I can't think of it. The
Brochure?
write-up, the blurb,
The press release.
the press release.
So I think we'd want to tie in though. So you know, in order to register your pumpkin, you need to make a suggested donation to the food pantry. We could say a suggested donation of $5, and then if they donate more, but we kind of need to tie it together.
Mm-hmm.
Need to
Right.
figure out how.
So what do they do for the what does Northborough Rec do for the scarecrows? I've never done a scarecrow because isn't that a donation?
No, I think you have,
No.
you just register and pay a certain dollar amount. I thought it's been probably 15 years since we did it, but I'm pretty sure you go to their website and you register, and there's probably some sort of minimal cost to participate.
Right.
All right, let me think about this more on the technology side of it. And
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. There's like a couple different things that technology wise that I would need. We
So
need to
we-
like figure out and tie together.
We also have to make it, I think, so that you don't have to donate, so that we don't exclude people who necessarily would want to, but don't really. It would be a financial hardship for them. Like
Right.
I like when you say a suggested donation, 99% of the people are going to do it, but I think you have to say it as a suggested donation. Otherwise, someone might feel left out. I could be wrong in this, but I feel like usually those
Right.
are suggested donations more than anything.
So if we were to do a sign up genius, can't you make
Yeah,
some
I would-
sort of memo in there? Or?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Pam, if you did like a sign up genius, then you could stagger the time slots of drop off too. You could do the amount of people per drop off, and then under location or something, you could add a hyperlink maybe to, I don't know, like some sort of fund me page or the Amazon wish list or something, that then they're able to click on that, and it's one location for them to go to. And you can write, I think, a little blurb about what you're doing too. Like
Yeah,
a
we had-
summary or
Today there was the Zoom link like right in the where
in
we
the
were.
location. Yeah.
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 So the food pantry, you can, on their website, you can make a donation. I just checked.
Okay. So we could just put that link right there for that, right?
Mhm,
Along
yes,
with the Amazon wish list and then. the-
right. It brings you to PayPal, but you can use your credit card or bank account. So you don't have to like have a PayPal account.
I just feel bad because the food pantry at the tree lighting, we normally get a big chunk of cash, and then the Toys for Tots, which I don't know what that status will be, but
Well, if this is successful, is there something kind of winter themed we could do? Like, I don't know, snowflakes or something? And then we could kind of try to make this as like another thing around the holidays too. I'm not saying I think that would just be more like gravy, but I don't know.
Snowman contest.
Something like that. But
Get a lot of snow.
right? Like save your white pumpkins and stack them. I don't know, something like that.
Still have that picture background.
Mhm. Oh, right. Yeah, like take natural items and make a snowman and we can decorate it in the common or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but if this is successful, I think it would be cool if we could do more. Because if maybe two smaller things together could at least come closer to what we have during the tree lighting itself. Call me crazy. I don't know.
You're not crazy, you know that.
I wonder if Toys for Tots will have something different this year for you to donate. There
Mhm.
might be another way versus drop off because of COVID.
There
So
is
might be something we can use for that so we can get some toys donated.
You can donate monetarily to the Toys for Tots. It's a weird old clunky website if I'm remembering correctly. But I think like the food pantry, they take monetary donations too. I could be wrong.
Okay, so what we're all kind of thinking here is we have to pick a limit for the amount of pumpkins that can be brought, right? So whether it's 50 or 60, whatever we come up with. And then we should definitely say one per family, so we're not having a family of 5, Susie, come with each, no. Yeah, one per family. And then we will say a suggested donation of $5 to participate, and we'll put in a link to the food pantry.
Mhm.
Which obviously we don't know if they did it or not, but we're at least promoting to, give money to the food pantry.
Yeah.
So we could do that, and then we can set up a Sign Up Genius with time slots that we limit to so many people per time slot that they can come and drop off their pumpkin, and then we as a committee will take turns being there with our masks at these drop-offs, and we will take the pumpkins from the people, and we'll be responsible for setting them up on the tables. And we'll have to purchase battery-operated tea lights
I think glow sticks will work.
or glow sticks.
I think if you put multiple glow sticks into a pumpkin, I think it'll give you enough light. We can test that out, and that would probably be cheaper too.
How
I
long?
think
All weekend
So-
though, did they last? No.
Well, I don't. Do you think a battery operated tea light's gonna last all weekend? I think we'd have.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
last longer
like-
than a.
Yeah, I think they'll last 70 hours.
Okay.
The dollar store sells them in like 4 packs, I think, for $1.
Okay.
I think we should get CAC masks so people know who we are. Just saying. I'm all about the masks.
Where
A whole
are
plethora of them lately.
our hats and shirts?
Matching sweatshirts.
No.
Yeah, where are the elf hats? Can we just put a pumpkin on those instead?
Well, oh, I know we have our hats, right? Okay.
But we have to do something winter themed so we can wear them at drop off.
Exactly. All right. Well, why don't I put on the agenda for next month? We can talk about winter and how we can maybe try. And if we can, Beth, actually, do you want to take a look and see if you can find anything about Toys for Tots?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
Doing it might be too early, but we could at least give it a shot. Or maybe you could email someone,
Yeah, I'll take that on.
talk about that at the next meeting,
Sure.
and then look at planning something.
And maybe we can have the guest, the fireman that was going to help me with the drop-off truck as well. Because we were gonna have the fire truck there too. So maybe we can coordinate with them if Toys for Tots is still going on.
Toys for
And we can
Tots.
still, shh. And we can still do that. We can work that into the agenda for the next meeting.
Yeah, if you need a fire truck, I know a guy that has access to a couple of them. Just let me know.
Yeah, we'll just have to
Perfect.
COVID. It's okay to do drop-offs, like.
Yep.
Yeah. So Beth, find out whatever you can, and maybe work with our friends at the fire department, Dave, and see, if we can coordinate something for December to kind of help promote the Toys for Tots. Dave, if you're going to be doing that, if you know, or is it just too early?
That is done, coordinated by Captain Tev, who is actually on duty today.
Okay.
I'll see him tomorrow morning at shift change. I'll ask him if he knows his status.
Okay.
And he knows me as well because I'm his neighbor. So we had discussed it last winter. So
There he is.
tell him-
He's making promises without checking with me. I tell you, these guys.
Oh, watch this. I have an idea for wintertime for holiday. Like, I'm not gonna use the right word, like Luminera, like those paper bags that you could you could cut out designs and then stick a light in and you can line like blocks with them and stuff. Maybe families could figure out like a way to cut them or decorate them in a way. I don't know. Or maybe we just put them out based on like people donate money just to have one and then we decorate them out in the common. It's not as exciting as making a pumpkin, but it's, I don't know. It's bright and pretty and all that stuff.
Okay, your job is to go watch the Hallmark Channel.
Hold on, ready? Big, I never got you your big pole. I'm gonna get you your big pole right in the middle.
Never got me my candy cane.
I
light
know.
for the- right.
I gotta find a red noodle stat and I'm gonna make you a candy cane pole.
I told you we can make a whole like commercial, like beautiful Hallmark tree lighting so that we can share it.
Right?
I
We're gonna
read-
pre-record you pulling a big you get your candy cane pole this year.
Be on YouTube. You'll be on a YouTube channel, so it'll be just like Hallmark.
For lighting the food.
What about the idea of the judging? Like, I do like that idea of judging online, like after you go. So it's like you know, it's like an activity kind of. You're going to see it, but then you get to judge maybe even first, second, third place.
You
And then
have
we can support three local businesses, like 3 different types, like a, you know, Davidi, like a one that's like seasonal, and then maybe like one that gives back, like Main Street Pastry or Sirloin, and then another one. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas, but
Like every pumpkin.
that's great.
But if this is a drive-by, I don't think you can do that, though. I think it depends if they care, if we want these facing out to Route 20 and it's more of like a drive-by decorative
Well,
thing.
we could take pictures like at the drop off when they drop off the pumpkins. So say 1 through 5 are coming the
Put it
first
on
step.
our-
We'll
Yeah.
take the pictures and say, see our Facebook page where you can
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah,
or
we'll
something
drive
you
people
can-
to the page. Yeah.
Or we
could
can
just
put
link
it into a Google form or
Go
something.
form, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
We
Like,
can
just
do a
link it to-
poll.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
do a Facebook poll.
Be like table 1, A, B, C, D, table
Mhm.
2, A, B, C, D. That sort of.
Yeah.
Well, we can just use our website. We can set up a page with pumpkins and then put all the pictures of the pumpkins and number them, and then people can vote that way, whether it's the Facebook poll or a Google voting or whoever.
Okay.
But we can totally use our website and make a page with all the pictures right there, so it'd be easy to, you know, we'd have the display in tables with numbers, so people could easily see, you know, what they want to vote for.
Yeah. I think we get more people to come that way, you know.
So to
Yeah.
answer the question about the direction of the pumpkins, they should be facing out to the street, because the idea is we want it to be festive for people driving by. And it also just welcomes people if they are at the park or they do want to take a walk down Main Street, they can just walk right by on the sidewalk.
Okay.
So that way we're letting people walk by and see them, but then we're also letting people drive by. And then we can, like, that was a great idea to do the voting, so we can take the pictures and post that online and promote it and everything too. So I think that's a great idea. So why don't we just go over some action items? So can someone volunteer to investigate tea lights? Let's just start with that. Okay. Pam,
On.
that Lisa Smith will do the tea lights.
Yep.
I saw some on Amazon, so if you want to check that out, and you know, some of them might last longer than others, but we want to make sure it will last for the weekend.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone want to volunteer to set up a sign up for dropping off pumpkins? Don't all jump at once. Anyone?
I can do it.
I-
I've never done it before, so I'm happy to try. I
Well,
just,
you know what, Beth, I can tag team with you if you wanna do it
sure.
together.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a sign up genius, right? And we're gonna have the time slots to sign up. So how many signups per time slot?
How many people can gather at once? What's the number by law?
50, right, outside
Yeah.
right now? Isn't
Okay.
it?
So if we do 50 pumpkins, right?
Well, so
could
say it is, we're
10.
gonna say it is a family of 5 though, right? And they're all coming to drop it off. That's
Right.
10 slots.
Well, that's what I was thinking. We
We
could
don't
do,
want to go over, and then we have to include us, right?
right.
So I would say we shouldn't do more than 10 slots
Per hour.
per,
For the day. So for Friday, we'll do like 10 drop-off point times. And they'll all be probably within like 15 minutes of each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
so are we gonna have a morning, an afternoon, and like a late
I would
afternoon?
even say like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's not going to take long for drop-off.
No.
Right.
So we're gonna do a morning, a midday, and like a 4 o'clock-ish?
Well, do we want to do a 4 o'clock? Because we have to get it set up for Friday too. So that means that like it'll be dark by then pretty much too. Do we want to try and do a previous one like Thursday, 4 o'clock, and then a couple on Friday? Do we really care that much? Because I'd like to have a after 4 o'clock one, but then I don't know.
I think Thursday, like after work hours might work. Because what if somebody's like working until 5 or 6? Like
Mhm.
maybe somebody just is at the park for like, you know.
Yeah.
Just like we're there for a half hour, whatever.
Hanging out in the dark for all night.
Oh,
Super
So
fun.
we'll do, so Thursday will be like 4 to 5
Or yeah,
and we'll do 10-minute slots, right?
People who work though, like
is that not early?
Like maybe
I
five,
would say maybe 6 to 7.
Yeah, I think
6 to 7.
I think that would be
We'll
better.
have glow sticks on us.
I was gonna say it might be dark then, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so 6 to 7, 10 slots
And then-
at 10-minute intervals. Right?
and we can just do this as like a drive-by, can't we? Is there a certain way we could make this so they don't even have to get out of their
oh,
car?
you just take
Yeah,
it
we could
and
stand
take it
there
to the
and just
car.
get
Like
them from their car.
Right?
Yeah. I just don't know if that's safe for them to,
We,
we could have drop off where like a Vidya Bank is, like that street.
Maybe
Or
we
even at that corner of 20, that side near the monument there on that side street.
standing on the corner Thursday, waiting for those pumpkins at night.
Mhm.
And then
Okay,
maybe Friday, should we do something before work? Like, so maybe like 7 to 8.
AM.
Yeah, no.
Volunteering.
I'm just thinking if
Not
people
that
can
bad.
drop them off on their way to work, although people really aren't going to work. Most people are home, right?
Mhm.
I was thinking mostly teachers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in
Maybe a lunchtime slot.
every day.
Yeah. So maybe
About like maybe a 9 to 10 and then like a 1 to 2. I don't know. What do you think? Well, maybe what works
Well-
best for people's schedules to man it.
Yeah, I was thinking if they're closer together, if we have like 3-hour ones like closer together, then we don't have to go back and be like, oh, I have to go back in 2 hours for another window.
Mhm.
yeah.
So maybe just like 9 to 12.
Right?
But
Yeah, I think that would work because then people can figure it out.
And if someone's like, I can't make that, but I can come at 3, then that's just like a off case.
One person that just has to go grab the pumpkin.
And we can
Okay.
just figure that out.
so then that would be 3 hours. So that's 30 slots total. So that would give us 40 slots for pumpkins. Is that enough? Or are we
Maybe
looking for
we're
more?
talking 50, right? We were talking 50.
I think we should set 50 as a number.
Yeah.
So 9 to 1 then instead of 9 to 12.
9. Yeah.
Okay.
And that'll cover a lunch hour if someone is working from home. It's like, oh, I'm just going to go drive down and drop off the pumpkin real quick.
Okay. And so then in the write-up for the Sign Up Genius, we'll write what the pumpkin stroll is or the pumpkin, what are we calling it? Pumpkin lighting? The CAC pumpkin patch.
But yeah, I mean, that works out because we're not strolling, right? We're not,
Yeah.
you can drive by.
And we'll put the suggest in the blurb, we'll put the suggested donation of $5 and the link to the pantry, right?
And then something also about that they
Voting.
win a gift card for best pumpkin,
Yeah.
right?
Win prize for,
We'll have first, second, and third place, right?
okay,
We said we'll
Mhm.
do 3 gift certificates.
okay.
For now, we'll just say, win a gift certificate to a local store.
We were talking about having Friday, Saturday night, right? Are those the nights we're talking about? Because I was wondering if maybe we should do it Thursday, Friday. Were we talking 3 nights or 2 nights for this?
So we're talking about people would drop off either Thursday night or Friday, and then we would set everything up so it'd be ready for Friday night. And then the pumpkins will be out from Friday night, I guess, till Sunday night, and then DPW can come and throw them out on Monday.
Okay.
So
was-
Thursday, the 29th, and then Friday, the 30th. Okay.
Do we think people will want their pumpkin back or are we thinking no?
This is a donation of pumpkin.
Okay, good.
Make another one,
Yeah, maybe I'll write in the blurb,
Write
there's no
donate.
pickup time.
right?
Yeah, I think you should write that because I
No
can see some
pumpkin
people.
pickup.
No backsies.
That's a good idea though, if they're, want to take it back.
Yeah.
People aren't going to
And
post that.
are the is the DPW gonna help us get rid of the pumpkins?
I'm sure they will. I'll talk to Scott.
Thank you. Thank you,
I could give them some trash bags back.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of those too. Don't you unroll, if you got unrolled trash bag, don't unroll those. I will give
You
all
taught me how to roll those trash bags. Thank
Right.
you.
Save
Very good.
for next cleanup. We'll need them.
go,
I
yeah.
just wanted to, I'm looking at my calendar right now and I apologize, but I have my virtual curriculum night that Thursday night, so I won't be able to help or Friday morning with the pumpkin drop off. But I'll do the sign up Genius and I'll work with Beth on that, but
You can
I'm
wear the
sorry.
gigantic pumpkin costume on Halloween day.
okay. Perfect. I'll work on the rental of that, Lisa.
That's a great idea in COVID to put a gigantic like puppy thing on your
Or
face.
make it.
Yeah.
Make it.
You got plenty of time, right? No worries.
Plenty of time.
Susie, you'll do the Facebook, I'll do the website. So we'll just have to come up with a write-up on what we want to say. So, I can work on the write-up and then we can review it before we throw it on to the
The sign.
Yes.
Okay. So do we want to call it like CAC's first annual pumpkin patch?
I like pumpkin patch.
Does everyone like that?
Sure.
Liz, that's good?
I'm all about alliteration these days.
Cute. Very cute.
Okay.
And shake your head if you
Sounds good.
What is it again? First annual?
Pumpkin patch. CAC's first annual pumpkin patch.
Wait, is it the pumpkin patch? I don't know what the actual pumpkin.
Maybe we could get a little article written up about it.
Mhm.
And then Lisa can dress up as the pumpkin.
Which-
Oh, I think you could do that. Can we ask if we can decorate the lawn like behind it? Like if we spelled something out with pumpkins or something on the back? I know they were talking about having them on there, but if we could decorate the lawn part somehow too, just based on that one picture. If you're-
Ladies, John's going to interrupt you for a second.
Yeah.
They're working on a full document for appropriate uses for the common because part of it is still a memorial site. So they are limiting some of the things you can and can't do. I saw I think last draft, but I'm not positive. And Diane Wackles is developing it. Madam Chair, you may want to check with Di tomorrow and see what limitations there are. I just don't want you guys to get too far in your planning and then have her come around and say, no, you can't do that. I also just checked with Captain Tev. He said nothing comes out for Toys for Tots until middle to end of October, sometimes early November.
Okay, so maybe in our November meeting, we'll be able to talk about that then.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, because I also asked Scott about how do we reserve it. So he, from Scott from DPW, so he said that he was going to get that information soon. So we have to also make sure we can reserve it. We might just want to do keeping it a little simpler is, you know how there was a sign, actually, Dave, you had just showed that first picture had the sign for the Algonquin High School. What if we just got a sign and had that hung up that just said,
Yep.
the CAC
We put
pumpkin
our
patch,
sign up?
whatever we decide.
That would probably be the easiest thing, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Make a festive, and that way people will know what it is too.
And then we can use it every year, which will be great.
And
Yeah.
if the high school's already put one up there, or we've done one it's not outside of what's already been up there. So maybe it'll be a easier, okay.
Yep,
Well, I want to get it approved before we buy one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
that will be my action item, Pam.
Right.
So my action items will actually be, yeah, perfect. So check on the sign. Thanks, Dave.
Mhm.
So if we could do some sort of sign, see how they have the poles, so we can
Yeah.
do that. And then, so I'm gonna check on if we can do a sign, also making sure we can reserve it, which I know I've already asked, we're just waiting on that. And my other action item would be I'll work on the write-up. And then Jess will do the Sign Up Genius, and then I'll do the website. Susie will do the Facebook promotion. Liz, you usually do the Instagram promotion. And so once we have the write-up, we'll share that, make sure it's okay, and then we can get that out.
Yeah, I'll do the press release too, based on the write-up.
Okay.
So I'm not doing the sign up Genius until you write the blurb, right? Am I putting the blurb in that? Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
making sure.
you can get it going.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna, okay, yeah. Got it. I'm on it.
Okay.
And I will do something.
I'm looking up tea lights.
Oh, you're doing the TV.
Yeah, no, I have that down. I want to do something. Right.
Wait,
What do we do? What
Here.
about hay and bales?
Ooh.
Hay bales and hay.
I was like, what?
Yay.
Sorry.
That's another thing they might have to clean up though, so.
Oh, did we decide no on that?
I'm thinking no on the hay.
Okay, got it.
What
I was
about like
gonna
hay to decorate the
investigate that.
tabletops?
Beth, maybe could you look into, how about some Halloween tablecloths,
Got it.
whether from the dollar store? Are they, I was just at the dollar store yesterday and they're starting to get all their Halloween stuff out. So,
Perfect. So
if-
there's 8 tables, right?
yeah, the
8 feet.
8 feet each.
You know how wide they are?
They're going to be pretty narrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think just a regular 8-foot
Yep.
tablecloth would work
Okay.
fine. And that, I think that would be festive. That would cover the sawhorse and
Yeah.
the wood, and then we can put the pumpkins on top.
What if we even did like drop cloths? I
Over
don't know if
the,
it's any cheaper. I don't know. I'm looking for rustic chic here, you guys. I have a vision.
I'll look into it. I'll run it by you when I'm at the store.
what the dollar store has, that's probably just yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking like Joanna Gaines,
I
right?
really am. Like, let's just make this like, yeah.
Okay, no, this is just kids Halloween jack-o'-lantern. So okay.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
Yeah. I think that's a good start. I mean, we still have time.
Ladies, my mother-in-law is making Halloween masks, so I can have her make one for all of us for the drop-off time. So we're all wearing Halloween masks.
You.
Perfect.
Okay. 9 masks, 9 Halloween masks.
Thank you, Karen.
Yes.
I love it. Awesome. Okay. I think that's it. So, we'll have our next meeting October 21st, so we still have time to, go over any issues that arise or whatever we have to work on before the event. Well, we can work on who's going to take what shifts and whatnot then. So that will still give us plenty of time. So our next meeting will be Wednesday, October 21st. So we'll be back to our regular third week of the month. It will still be a Zoom meeting. So you'll get all the information on that once we post the agenda.
Madam Chair, if I just may interrupt again with that, you need to get that request in as soon as possible. As the Zoom coordinator, I can tell you that the licenses go pretty darn quick.
It's actually already done.
It's already, then you're good. Excellent.
Yep. I'm booked through October and November, I believe. I'll check with Diane, but I'm pretty sure she booked me for both of those.
That's great. I just looked at the draft policy. I didn't see anything in the impermissible uses that would stop you guys from using the site.
For using the
Town common. So I looked at the draft policy for the use of the town common. I didn't see anything in there that would stop you from what you want to do. So there's nothing that says you can't do this. So it looks, you should be okay, but you never know. Of course, you can't have any open fires, and I'm glad you all talked about glow sticks and lights, because I would not let you put candles in there, because I'm a mean old fire chief. I apologize.
We'll keep it very safe, we promise. Okay. All right, so I think we're good. Does anyone have anything else that they want to add to this? No? Okay. Dave, I think we're good.
You need to do take a motion in a second to adjourn and do a roll call vote.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I will motion to adjourn the meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll take a roll call to adjourn the meeting. Beth,
Bye.
Liz,
It's okay.
Jessica,
Aye.
Rebecca,
Aye.
and we already had Lisa and Pam and myself, so I motioned. Dave, is that correct?
Close enough. You're good.
This will be the entertaining meeting if anyone watches this after the fact. Okay.
Yeah, just for future reference, just because someone motions doesn't mean that they're in favor. It means they're moving it forward for discussion. So if somebody can move it and second it, but still vote negative on any item actually, but so you just have to make sure that you roll call each and every individual.
So then when it's my turn at the end, I just say aye again?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, all right, good. So, meeting adjourned, banging the gavel.